What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Cleveland Pulse YouTube channel. I am your host, Justin Harold, and with me, as always, my co-host, Jeff Santa. Today, we are bringing you an injury update for your Cleveland Browns versus the Arizona Cardinals this week. We have a couple of injury reports for both sides. So, seeing that it's a big week coming off a loss, we're going to kind of make this video real quick. It's not going to be our predictions for the game, but just significant news that we feel should be talked about. So, Jeff, obviously, me and you have communicated over Twitter with the reports. What are your thoughts so far on some of the stuff that we've gathered?
Definitely a lot of things going on, a lot of moving pieces. I think that the practice and non-practice list today is interesting because we kind of heard this last week and we have not seen the greatest amount of information. We don't receive maximum information about a lot of these guys, and we've seen that already this year with a couple of players, but I believe 9 or 10 guys on the won't practice today list, but those were basically deemed maintenance days. We saw this last week, though, with Clowney and Myles Garrett. We saw that Clowney had a couple maintenance days, ends up not playing. So it's going to be something to monitor Thursday, Friday practices, but it's good that I think the only cornerback who's not going to be available, it seems like, is MJ Stewart, which is good.
Yeah, and you're talking about transparency with a lot of these injuries that are, we don't know anything about them beforehand, before these practices happen, like you're alluding to with Clowney. Just to list these guys off for the not practicing group: Chubb with a calf injury, Clowney with an elbow knee injury. And I say injury, these could just be, what they put down for rest days or whatever. But Conklin knee, that's a big one. Garrett knee, ankle. Hunt wrist, knee. Tack McKinley ankle, knee. Njoku knee. Malcolm Smith abdomen, and JC Treader, who is consistently on the list with a knee injury. I think, it's hard to depict which one of these are, the just rest day kind of guys, because obviously we are going to be playing 2 games in the matter of 4 to 5 days. So a lot of this could just be load management in a way, but Clowney, a guy that missed the game last weekend, I thought was a huge miss. Obviously getting some more rest here. And then our other 2 DNs, Myles with, knee, ankle, and Tack McKinley ankle, knee. Those are 3 guys that we're going to need this upcoming Sunday against Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I think that this is an interesting week, and I'm glad we're covering this on a Wednesday. You're going to have to look at Thursday and Friday reports, of course, which we will talk about in our preview if those are available when we do that. But you got Sunday, and then you got Thursday night game. So I think jumping the gun a little bit. I think a hot take: I don't think we see Jarvis this week.
Yep.
Just because they're not going to want to play him back-to-back that quick. They're going to want to give him the Thursday night game and then the 10 days to bounce back. But outside of that, I think everything checks out. And there's even some interesting injuries and potential people being out on the other side of the ball, isn't there?
Absolutely. Before we get to that, obviously, Jeff was talking about some of our cornerbacks being back. Obviously, not on the injury report: Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, Greedy Williams, and then 2 more guys, Jedrick Wills and Joke, who we heard from. He said that injury that he had to go to the hospital for happened in the first quarter. He's fine. He's going to play through it. Was moved up in the depth chart for the first time as the starting linebacker. Good for him. Obviously, he's been getting more and more reps and has been taking more and more snaps, which is great. He's obviously one of our best players on defense as of right now. But those 3 guys at the beginning: Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, Greedy Williams, it'll be fantastic to have all 3 of those guys playing. Obviously, rotating would be a great thing for all of them to make sure they're all staying healthy and somewhat, refreshed. AJ Green, I thought, did a good job. And so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a 4-man rotation with a lot of those guys getting breathers when needed. Jedrick Wills, someone that we need to talk about because he was on the no injury report, but ended up practicing a few snaps and then going back over to the sideline, apparently to work out on the side. Again, with Jack Conklin also being on that injury report, we're looking at having backups be our starters for this upcoming Sunday against what could potentially be a good pass rush. But Jeff, let's get into what we just talked about here.
Yeah, well, I think that this would be a big developing story. We saw it yesterday. I know that's another thing that's a little bit murky, but Chandler Jones having the positive COVID test does put him in jeopardy to play Sunday, which would be big with our lack of, potential depth at that starting offensive line tackle positions on both sides. He can return though, 2 negative COVID tests, not impossible. It seems unlikely from the reports that we've heard. And what about their center? How about their center?
Yeah, Rodney Hudson got an injury in their game against the 49ers, which, for our defensive tackles, I think is huge. Obviously, they've been playing very well. The Maliks have been playing very well. They're great pass rushers. And again, in a game where we're going to need pass rushing to get in the face of Kyler Murray and make him, obviously, he's a great runner. These are going to be huge injuries that, for both sides of them, offensively losing a great player and defensively losing a potential great player. Just another note with that COVID test, we saw it happen week 1 with Tyrann Mathieu. He ended up being able to play that game, but they still held him out. You could see something similar happen here where he comes off the COVID list, but still doesn't end up playing. So those could be huge injuries for the Cardinals there, and great chances for our defenses and offenses to take advantage.
Yeah, if you have Miles and Tack, and I don't see Malik McDowell anywhere on any of these reports that he was notable or anything, and you get Clowney back with their center being out, that's gonna make Kyler Murray uncomfortable, which can only be a good thing, hopefully.
And I was telling Jeff, obviously this is something we'll get into more in the preview, but their offensive line is not good to start, and especially they would pours against the 49ers. So all good things here for us by the looks of it, but we will keep you guys updated going along. Jeff, you got anything else before we call this one a quits?
Nope, it's going to be a good one. We'll catch you in the preview.
Absolutely. So guys, like we said, we're going to come out with more videos. If you can, please subscribe, leave a like on the video. Make sure you hit that bell notification if you do subscribe, and leave a comment. Let us know what you guys are thinking, what you guys' thoughts on this injury report is on both sides, especially for us with a couple of guys being on there that are key players. So with that all being said, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.